Okay, so I actually did the thing I was supposed to do. I actually just previewed or reviewed. Previewing and reviewing are like the opposite of each other. Reviewing. Um, the chat that we had with Kim at the end of not last stream, but the stream before that, after we'd broken into that lady's van, truck, lorry, and uncovered what appears to be a much bigger situation than we realized. So I now remember what Kim said about talking to Joyce and what I said about talking to Joyce. It's actually very good. I feel like I should have a Cliff's Notes to myself every week about what happened in the previous week or something like that before I start streaming. Or maybe my brain could start working one of these days, which would be really nice. But alas, I don't really have any control over that. So, hello and welcome back, everybody. It is disco o'clock. It is Disco Thursday. Okay, I have a question. I've noticed people talking about something being disco or not very disco recently. And is that a saying that existed outside of this game and I just never noticed it before playing this game? Or has this game kind of worked its way into gamer vocabulary? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know. So somebody left me a comment explaining that disco means to become, I think, in Latin. Or something like that. Obviously, my memory is a sieve, so I don't remember what they said it was, just that they said that it did mean something. Which, of course, makes me... I somehow have it stuck in my head that based on what that person had said, I learn, okay. So it would be like to learn about heaven or something like that with the name. Okay, so it's possible that Disco Elysium is leading to people describing things as being disco or not disco as an adjective. That's interesting. Well, I know that there have been a few places in this game in which that they'll describe things as being disco or not disco. Maybe it was something back in the day, perhaps when disco was relevant in modern, like was part of its contemporary society instead of being an old-fashioned thing as it is now in our world. Well, that's just something I was wondering about because, like I said, I've come across it a couple of times and I'm like, man, that's interesting. But as has been discussed many times, I think more about stuff than I should. So yeah, they may be doing a fun little play on kind of disco heaven, because disco and disco is the music, but also there's something about perhaps learning about it. I love that Ocelot is just strutting around with his gardening gloves and his trash bag full of recyclables in one hand and his official police investigative clipboard in the other hand. Like, this is a real serious professional we've got right here. All right. So this time, like tonight, I do want to continue exploring this area that I'm in right now, but as long as I don't get so excited about it that I kind of lose where else I might go or what else I might do, I think I might go back and talk to Joyce. Because I did listen to what I now have my thoughts refreshed on Joyce. I know that I should probably eventually talk to Evrart's goons, but I really, really do not ever want to do that. I don't ever want to do that, but I have to. So, it's just gonna go badly, and I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So shall we listen to this thought? Whatever this thought is, this observation. This is probably perception. I think I want to put points in perception. All right. Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. Oh, good. You won't freeze to death here. Excellent. Shall we check it out? Let's check it out. Yes, I don't ever want to. That's true.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Sorry, so the arm for my camera is cursed, so it doesn't stay where it's supposed to. I apologize for that. I'm trying to fix it. I just need to get a new one. I think I might have one. I used to have more of these arms. My desk, oh my gosh. My desk looks like a proper Doc Ock, like madness. Why is it doing this? I don't like this. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna work on that. All right, well, we're just gonna like stick it here. How's that? Is that all right? Can we live with this placement? Are there dice makers in the apartment? I don't know. Let's unlock the shack door with the key.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know...
What are you going to say, Kim? Because Kim had actually liked the idea, I think, of me not being in the room that I had a really hard time with before.
After we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get up early enough to get over here in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Oh, man. I get to look at things. This is my new shack. It looks so much... Okay, that's really beautiful. There's something kind of comforting and reassuring about it, which I think is appropriate since this is a place that's like home. I think through the voices and the piano, like those are kind of inherently soothing, like the way that they're used. But the drones that they've got going, which sound electronic, but I guess could also be some sort of other instrument that I don't know super well, makes it just a little bit unsettling. It's also a little bit old-fashioned sounding. I have not heard this song before. But yeah, there's like, it's a little bit wistful. It's a little bit old-fashioned and folky. It's a little bit like home. A little bit reassuring. A little bit lonely, but not entirely lonely. I like the slide. And then they go a cappella. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, let's take a look at these things. Oh. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth. An observation. The floorboards creak under your step. That's good to know. People will be able to hear me walking around in here. I mean, it may just be that they're trying to give you an atmosphere of what it's like to be in this place and get the sensation that it's not, or get the sense that it's not, you know, perfectly built and perfectly constructed and everything. But for me, of course, I'm going to overanalyze what that could possibly be. Let's see. Old science fiction magazines, books about bird watching, an almanac from 39. Interesting. Okay, that's a fun collection of things. I have a couple of friends that could actually describe. I have a friend who is a birder who likes science fiction. Let's see, what's this one? You see the waves, the sea, a church. There's things I can look at. Oh man, what is this?
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic.
I don't have very high chance of succeeding at this. It's white, which means I can come back and do it again. Yeah. All right, we're going to think about that. We're going to think about that.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Okay, so I don't actually have to go back into that room to be able to battle the expression. Well, that's good. That's good to know. I could put some more electrochemistry. I could put some electrochemistry clothes on and see how high I could make that. What's in here? Oh! Korojev jacket. Someone else will have to tell me how that's supposed to be pronounced because I do not have any of the linguistic and cultural background to even guess at what that's supposed to sound like. So you're going to get stuck with my American English. Koroyev? Okay. Let's take a look at this. This swanky checkered jacket flatters your form in a way that makes you feel the fun kind of serious. It has really nice roomy pockets too. The logic is, if it's +1 logic, checkmate. Oh, let's try that on. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that the cut of it looked familiar. So they did actually. This tells me there's probably more clothes here. Well, Tormuse, because a number of these are actually, they have cultural analogs in the real world and have language elements from the real world. For example, characters speak French, and it's French, just French, like France, French. So naming conventions that are patterned after real world languages and real world cultures, one would expect the pronunciation, even in this fictional world, to follow those conventions. So we've had some conversations about the pronunciation of, yes, Grad, because Russian pronunciations are not going to be intuitive to me as somebody who speaks English as my sole language and has never studied anything Russian. But I did actually overcorrect because I'm aware of some pronunciations. And so that had to kind of get pulled back in. Oh gosh, that name that you just wrote there, Blues. That's one that I have absolutely no idea. Every time I see it, I'm like, can I just not say that because I know I'm gonna make a fool of myself. Yeah, no, there's clear analogs and intentional analogs, and so it also makes for very helpful shorthand for me to try to keep track of which place is which. They're obviously not Reykjavik. Oh man, Reykjavik. Okay, actually, I can see that now that you've pointed out that the J there does not sound like an American would say a J normally. Okay, that's easier for me to wrap my head around. We'll see if that sticks. But yeah, because the languages and names in here have analogs in the real world, to me it feels like an essential thing to do to be culturally respectful, to try my best to say those names in a way that's at least an attempt to follow the norms of that culture and that language. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Ev was Russian coded or some other language or culture in the region, just because there's a lot I don't know. But fortunately, maybe not necessarily here, but we do have a lot of folks in the comments from around the world who will fill in and explain things to me. Yeah, well, I've heard it for Russian. I wasn't sure whether there were, like, because of my own ignorance, I don't want to make the assumption that Russian is the only source of that, if that makes sense. Like, I am fortunately aware that is common in Russian names, but I don't know if there's, like, other places and other languages and other cultures that do that, so I'm leaving that open for other people who are more aware. Oh wait, I don't think I actually wanted to, I'm so glad that the items make sense. I think I had this one on for a reason. Why did I have this on for a reason? I think I like suggestion. I don't think I've chosen any vision quests. So yeah, like if it's a name from like, or a name structure that is Russian, then it makes sense to me to pronounce it like the Russian pronunciation would be within the limitations of my natural Canadian American accent. I've been trying to figure out if I hyphenate myself, am I American Canadian or Canadian American? I think I'm American Canadian. Because I was born and raised in the US, but I am half Canadian and now have relocated to Canada. So I think usually the second half of that would be the place in which you're currently inhabiting, and the first part of that is more of like a cultural source of origin. So I've thought about that. Canadian American rolls off the tongue better, but I think I'm an American Canadian. I think that's more accurate. Because Canadian American to me sounds like somebody who moved to the US who was Canadian, as opposed to somebody who moved to... Oh, look at that! They built in like the perfectly shaped Kim hidey hole. It's like just right there for him to stand out of the way. It's Kim's place. It's the Kim spot. Oh man, I don't know why that's adorable, but it is. Can I go into the Kim? I want to go into the Kim shed. Look at me. You'll never guess who I am. Who am I? Who am I? Oh, I'm Kim. I'm Kim. Oh man, Sophie begged for so much chicken today, and she didn't get any chicken. It's the hardest life anyone has ever lived. Like, because she's allergic to chicken, but it's her favorite food. The kids are Huggy Kiosk. Okay, Chrono, that's a really good one. Amazing. Amazing. Oh no! So your dog and my cat can have the, like, it's tragic that we can't eat chicken club. Yeah, no, it's relatable. Look, I'm about to embark on the adventure of figuring out what foods don't go with me. So we'll find out. I am afraid that I get sick to my stomach if I eat too much sugar, and I'm a really enthusiastic baker, so that's like, it's not my favorite. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Well, but Blue Glass, that's the question, is what is the primary term to describe me? If I am... It's actually a question of my identity here, rather than just an arbitrary thing. And if I move to Canada and choose to spend the rest of my life in Canada, then I'm an American Canadian. Whereas if I turn around and go back to the US, am I just plain American? These are things that I think about. More shocking everybody, I think more than is probably reasonable about this thing that has no bearing on anything, anywhere. Anyway, shall we talk to these children? I think we should talk to these children. Oh, we can talk to them separately. Oh man. Don't get in trouble. Don't get the kids in trouble. Oh man. Do I have good clothes for talking to children? Oh, I forgot that I have these fancy pants. These pants. That's true. It's 100% more than one children. We can do the maths. Also, hi, Oofus. Welcome. Man, you can trade your Inland Empire for drama, and either way, I wonder if the bow tie... Oh, question. For anyone who is British or speaks British English, do you call them bow knots? You don't call them bow ties? And if that's true, can you confirm anyone else here who is non-American, non-British English speaker? What do you call it? Okay, you call, like, they are bow ties. Okay, all right. Why is it called a bow knot? Because a lot of times the things that I'm like, wait, that's a little bit different and kind of weird, is like actually like a linguistic issue that is specifically American versus non-American. But I'm trying to figure out, why is it called a bow knot? Okay, there are Estonians who watch this, at least on YouTube. If they can confirm why this is called a bow knot. It says bow knot right there. That's the name of the item on the screen. It's right there. Yeah, like, is that something that has its... I'm sorry. These are the really important questions I gotta dig into. If anybody watching this, either live or on YouTube, has an explanation for why the hell this is called a bow knot, I am dying to know. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll see. If this doesn't get identified live, I will let you know if somebody in the YouTube comments reports an answer. It could be Revacholian, but a lot of times they're not, and that's what's so interesting. Look, I just want to know why things are called what they're called, okay? Also, I love the description of why it's drama is theater kid. Once a theater kid, always a theater kid. Did I ask this last time? How many of you are theater kids? Well, no, but see, that's very clearly something within the world. But tank tops jeans, glasses, blazers. These are all words that are the same in our world and in theirs. God, I want to sell that racist thing, but I'm afraid if I sell it to the pawn shop guy, he's going to think I'm racist for having it. So I don't know why a simple item of clothing would have a different name when it seems pretty clear that items of clothing have the same, like, corresponding names. Oh man, okay, we've got a couple of theater kids. Theater kid adjacent, that's fair, that's fair. I knew you were a theater kid, Blues. I remember that. All right, and Adam's also theater kid. Art kid, all right. Oh, I was talking about. We're just gonna throw away the broken mug. It's the racist hat that that I would potentially sell. Theater kid is less a subculture and more how you engage with the world. It's more of a personality type. I was in the stay late at school until your English teachers ask you and your friends to please go home. It's a Friday night. Stop hanging out with us. We know you think that we're cool, but please, children, just go home. I was on my school's competitive literary criticism team. We took first in the state. So, like, you know, I mean, I was in band class, but the real part of who I am is the kid who hung out after school to hang out with the English teachers with my friends. So I wasn't a theater kid. I feel like if you could take the Lauren that I am now and put me in high school, I might actually have become a theater kid. But at the time I was very, don't look at me. I've changed a little bit since then, as has been discussed. Oh, man. Who knew I would front a band and talk in front of 1,000 people and then sing a cappella in a language I don't speak? Like, that is not a thing that high school Lauren would ever in a million years have guessed. No, man, Toronto does seem to have quite a healthy community theater world. It's neat. Obviously, it's still recovering from everything shutting down, but it's been fun to kind of watch things come back to life. And since I live downtown, I can get to things, so I have no reason not to go see things. Last year, I was too sick to go see things. Now I can do it again. All right, shall we talk to some children? I got distracted by etymology ? Of clothing items, but, you know, we can focus on this now. This child and this child.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old.
Lillian's twin. Does that mean that one of them is Lillian and the other one is Lillian's twin?
The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Okay, Lillian must be the mother. That is the twin and the other twin. Amazing. Well, I really don't think Ocelot is equipped to tell identical children apart. And he mostly doesn't have the tact to do that, right? But they are also 5, so tact and 5-year-olds. You know, hey, where's your mom?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Here, we're gonna have a little bit of foot and mouth.
He looks just like me.
The other one says. I have known some twins that had to make a point of establishing their own identities. Despite looking just like my sister, enough that we are frequently mistaken for each other and have been since we were in high school, I am not actually a twin. So I don't know exactly what actual twinhood is like, but I've spoken to I've spoken to other twins, like actual twins, about the experience. Because it's funny. We basically, anytime my sister and I go out in public together, we get asked if we're twins. And this has been going on for 30 years. So, you know. All right. Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
We do look just like our mom. And one of my cousins looks exactly like her mom. So it's funny, actually, when I first came to visit Toronto, and then I was staying with a friend, and then I got picked up by my cousin to stay with her. And we both just stared at each other because I had seen my aunt more recently than I'd seen her. And she'd seen my mom more recently than she'd seen me. And we're both just like, you look exactly like your mother. Like, this is creepy. Our family, the maternal side of our family has very strong genes physically. God, quadruplets. That sounds like a lot of children to have to take care of at one time. Kudos to their parents. That sounds exhausting, but also potentially really awesome. My sister and I used to sound identical to each other, but living apart, far, far apart for a long period of time has taken care of that mostly. But there are a lot of recordings of us when we were younger that we can't tell which one of us is speaking. And there's photos of my mom when she was a little kid that I thought were of me and was very confused by. I was like, I don't remember this happening. And my mom was like, that's because that's not you, Lauren. That's me. Anyway, I don't think my sister and I look that identical, but a lot of other people do. So we used to when we spent more time together, we lived close to each other, etc. All right, these children who are twins. See, I'm on topic. They're twins. I'm talking about relative twinhood, proximity to twinhood, twin adjacent.
You're bad with kids.
The lieutenant remarks with evident glee. Yes! I love you, Kim. This is amazing. He's so delightful. Okay. So I can say, I am, yes. Or I can say, and what are you, Kid Master General? Or, it's impossible to be good with kids. They're too stupid. Okay, so actually it is very possible to be good with kids. I'm pretty good with kids, if I do say so myself. I used to be a nanny and a tutor and a babysitter and a music teacher for little kids at various stages in my life. So I'm pretty good with kids. It's a useful life skill to have, especially when you like children, which I do. All right, so I can either be like, yes, I don't know how to talk to children. Or I can sass Kim, because I'm not going to insult all of childhood, which to me doesn't feel like something that Ocelot would do. Not my Ocelot wouldn't do that anyway. I feel like it. No, being on a mega hangover, and he's not very tactful. He sticks his foot in his mouth. I wonder if he has much experience with children, because I don't get the impression that he and the mysterious woman from his past had children. Like, I don't think he's actually a dad. I could be wrong. But nothing that I've seen so far, I think, has given me the impression that he might be a secret dad. Not even that he's not dadly, but I don't think there have been any hints that would indicate that there's children. Now, it's possible that, maybe what drove him and that the mysterious woman in his past apart could have something to do with children. Because we don't have any concrete answers on that. I have my theories, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen in a person's life. Okay. Let's just go with straight self-deprecation here. I am, yes. I love that Kim is really delighted. And if I thought that picking answer number 2 here would lead to a fun, banterful exchange with Kim, but I can't know that for sure because even though it sounds funny to me and it makes me laugh, it's possible that it's actually supposed to be defensive, blustery Ocelot. And I don't want to be defensive, blustery Ocelot at Kim. I don't think. That doesn't feel right. But it is a really fun answer. It's probably not going to cause anything bad if I pick it. We have joked around a bit. Maybe this could count as teasing. And what are you, Kid Master General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything.
Okay, no, actually that is funny. Okay. He grins. Alright, well it's possible that if I said I'm bad, that we would actually have a conversation, but I'll say bye kids, take care. That was cute. Did I get an achievement? What achievement did I get? I didn't even see an achievement because I think I was busy giggling. What achievement do you get for that? Oh, jeez. Oh, and an achievement for being friends with Kim, not for teasing Kim right now. Okay, that's fair. Okay, thank you. I was gonna say, what is that on the ground? Hold on. No, that's the wrong way. It's the opposite of what I want. Sorry. We gotta go stare. These look like children's graffiti. Doesn't that look like a stick figure right there? That looks like a carton of cigarettes. Oh, what? Oh. Maybe we should zoom out a little bit. Well, to be fair, practically everything in this game was a while ago. because I took a whole month plus off. Oh, okay, let's take a look. Okay, this is gonna be my feelings button.
You stop mid-step and put your hand on a garish necktie.
No! Oh no! All right. This is gonna be good. This is not gonna be good. This is gonna be terrible.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
Oh boy. All right, let's see if I can wrestle it into submission. And this is not me being the no fun police, although I am the no fun police. This is me role-playing Ocelot, trying really hard to get his shit together. Because he has the capacity to have had his shit together in the past. And it could happen again. Man, things are just shaped really weird in this world. Why? Why is it triangular? Why is it pointy? Why is their booze cart shaped like that? It's a tricycle booze cart. Why are everything triangles? The thing at the front of Joyce's boat that feels weird to me is shaped like a triangle. I think the cars are vaguely triangular and shaped like this. Why are things triangular in this game? Are we triangulating things? Does this have to do with the pail and trying to find our way through it? And so they're building that into the world building based on like is the design and structure of physical items in this world based on that to reinforce something? Maybe. I don't know. Or it could just be because triangles look cool. Triangles are structurally pretty sound. Did you know that actually, like, an equilateral triangle is, I believe, the strongest of all simple shapes? So, I'm sorry, you've probably heard me talk about this before, but that's why geodesic domes are made out of triangles. Because they're very strong. So they're very resilient. When I was a little kid, I built a bridge out of toothpicks and glue that completely destroyed the competition at holding weight because it was made of triangles. Equilateral triangles. I was with a group. It was a group project, but I would not have allowed anything but triangles. I don't know if they tried to propose anything else, but I shot them down. I was just like, no, it's triangles. We're doing triangles. We're going to do triangles. And then we did triangles, and we defeated the competition, and we were victorious. My triangles won. I was so vindicated. Anyway, if you ever need a shape to be strong, pick an equilateral triangle. I know, Blue Glass. I'm just really excited about triangles. They're really great. They're just really cool, okay? Like, how cool is that? You're just like, what is the strongest shape? Oh, there's an answer. I mean, probably if you get to like more advanced math and science, there's actually probably some other thing that's stronger, but I am still in 3rd grade. So as far as I'm concerned with my very basic like 10-year-old's geometry, equilateral triangles, man. Well, but I mean, a hexagon, if you do it right, is just a bunch of triangles. It's just 6 triangles smashed together. Of course it's strong. I'm sorry. Okay. There's a few things I just really like. One of them is rocks and minerals. A hexagon is 6 triangles in a trench coat. No, it's true. That's absolutely correct. Well done. Well done. Oh, man. Yeah, no. Hey, you guys should be glad that I got over my attachment to reptiles and amphibians, okay? When I was a little kid, you could ask me about rocks and minerals or reptiles and amphibians, and I knew a lot about them. For a small child, like, I was never actually an expert, but for a small child, I had a very impressive amount of knowledge. Oh, man. A circle is an infinite number of triangles. I suppose so. I guess. But doesn't really... Yeah, then you're getting into, like, calculus. Okay. And I passed calculus, largely because my math teacher worked very hard with me. Okay. Don't ask me why an English major was taking advanced calculus in high school. I didn't ask myself why, I just did it. Because my dad liked math. And I would have been a disappointment if I didn't do math. So I like that we're having a conversation about the tangents of circles. Good, good. Horrific necktie is trying to mess with my life. I won't let it. I will put the bow knot. We should call it the bow knot, like a donut. It's like a donut that goes around your neck instead. Oh, here's Jessen wondering whether we're talking about just the circumference of it or the entire surface of its surface area. Volume? Oh no, it's been a while. Have I done anything for the necktie? I don't think so. I think I fought the necktie. I am not going to ruin Ocelot's life for the sake of more content. Who here has not done the No Mercy run of Undertale and has no intention of ever doing so, despite it being more content? Me. So, I can either say where, bottle, what, or I really don't care about any bottle. I don't want to look at it. Or, okay, cool, what do I do next? Yeah, I haven't watched it on YouTube. I haven't done anything with it. I have absorbed some knowledge from it, or of it, by being part of the Undertale fandom, but I have not experienced any of it myself, nor will I. Because we have the right to say, I don't need to get every last bit of content. I can have an experience that feels true to me, and that is everything I need. All right. I'm gonna try to fight this. Man, I wonder if I'll be better at Deltarune now that I've beaten Hades. To be fair, I have fought and defeated both of the optional bosses in Deltarune. And the second chapter's one, I think I got on a fairly early try, so I have gotten better. All right. I really don't care about any bottle. I don't want to look at it.
You should care. I'm getting a very special vibe from that bottle. Please go talk to him. I need to look at it closer.
Necktie is not my friend. Kim is my friend. Necktie is, well, an expression of a particularly unfortunate part of my own personality. Externalized and associated with a particular item of clothing. So that I can differentiate myself from it and thereby absolve myself of any responsibility for what it says or does. Anyway. You will see, Squizgar. Are we getting more Deltarune this year? Alright. I'm gonna talk to these guys. I'm gonna save. Alright. Oh, we're getting a newsletter on Valentine's Day? Oh, yay. I do really like Deltarune. Also, I'm thinking about playing Undertale Yellow when I finished Ghost Trick, which I started this week, and I'm actually playing, shockingly, I'm actually playing Ghost Trick at close to like normal people speeds. So, I don't know how long that'll take, but not as long as this. Nothing takes as long as this. All right. We're going to see what happens here. Kim is here.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you. Oh, man. Okay.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
That is a good question, Rhetoric. Because a person who is used to selling things may greet everybody like a friend, and that's how they get deals. Or it is entirely possible that Ocelot has come through here getting booze in the past, and these people have boozed him up. Or boozed up with him and are like, hello. Okay, so I can either say, what are you talking about? Good to see you too, friend. Or I'm a police officer, not your friend. The fact that he's calling me buddy boy, that does seem like maybe we know each other. All right. If I thought I needed to get something from these guys and I thought Ocelot were fully in control of his facilities, I would go with the good to see you too, friend, and kind of like pretend that I know what's going on and trust in my words to be able to kind of step away if I need to. Like, oh shoot, that is not the direction I wanted that to go. Unfortunately, I don't trust Ocelot to consistently be able to do that sort of thing because he's a hot mess and not fully in control of his facilities, which is why he has an external pilot trying to help with his facilities. And I don't think there's anything in particular that I, on a meta level, on a detective level, want to get out of these guys. Man, I just gotta say, I wouldn't put it past this game to pull a thing similar to what some little indie games that I've played recently do, where you as an entity playing the character's life and directing the character actually has a presence or a role in the world, you know? Like, if there is like something on like the lines of some extraterrestrial, supra-terrestrial being connects with Ocelot and tries to get his life together or make his life worse, it could happen. I don't even know. No, I have not played Slay the Princess. Do I seem like I could play Slay the Princess? I have read about it, which is about as much as I can do with games like that. Well, I was more thinking about One Shot, but all right. You know, it could go either way. What are you talking about? And he'll be like, whoa, what? Really? You think I could play the psychological horror really violent and disturbing game that has extreme warnings about its content. Me. The person who can't handle children's horror. It's not just the grisly, it's the psychological fucked upness of it that really gets me. No, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Unfortunately, I do not have the capacity to play things that are really gonna fuck you up in the head. It just doesn't work. Psychological horror is worse than gore for me. So that's why when people are like, you should play Omori, and I open up the Wikipedia for Omori and the first sentence is like, a psychological horror indie game, and I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, because I think in a lot of ways Omori does sound like the sort of thing I would really enjoy, but alas. Okay, I'm gonna ask, what are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
I appreciate that he spells out what he means by speed. Okay, so what's funny here though is like at least from the perspective of where I'm coming from, it's like, okay, cigarettes, that's really easy and mainstream and legal. Pilsner is a type of beer, but not highly regarded beer, I think. So again, like, you know, you're of legal drinking age, not very difficult to procure. Spirits would be heavier alcohol. Again, also not very hard to procure. And then he's like, by the way, I've also got some amphetamines. You know, speed, meth, whatever. Oh, okay. I don't drink, so I don't know. Translator's note, speed means amphetamine. That's what it feels like. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so I like anything that I know about alcohol is generally secondhand unless it has to do with baking. When my friends drink booze, I will ask to sniff at it. So I can say that at least the aroma, vodka takes infusions very well. But wines that say they smell like or they taste like something other than wine usually just smell like wine. I am currently not taking any sort of medication, no. Well, not any sort of medication. Like, I had been on an ADHD med, but I'm not and haven't been for about a year. So, if I drank, I would drink mead. I like sweet things. That's like the only thing that if it's around, I will take a sip. Anyway, no judgment. If you imbibe, whatever you imbibe, do so responsibly. Don't operate machinery. Don't have somebody else's life in your hands. And if you are doing something that is against the law where you are, please be extra cautious. That's my general policy. I don't want to do it. I don't care if you do, as long as you're not being stupid or dangerous about it. Anyway. Oh man. Mead is good. Thank you. I'm glad you understand and appreciate it. No, I was the only wedding I've ever been a bridesmaid at. They got mead. Somebody brewed mead, and that was the gift for all of the wedding party. And they didn't get one for me because they'd known me since we were in college, and they knew I didn't drink. And I was like, actually, I will take a sip of that. Thank you. And they were like, who are you, and what have you done with our Lauren? And I was like, look, this is the only one. Yeah. Anyway.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done!
You feel your necktie strangle you with excitement. Okay. Fortunately, I don't have that much money. So that's not going to happen. That is a lot of money. But it's booze. Maybe it's hard to come by booze. I don't know.
It's our end game!
Okay. If they are like, this will end your game because you will drink yourself to death and then die, that would be very funny. As an end game thing. One. This is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having and that I'm attributing to my necktie. 2. This is the mystery and the truth and I need to buy that spirit. 3. What if I don't want to listen to my necktie anymore? See, he's aware on some level that he's attributing it to his necktie instead of acknowledging that actually these are thoughts that are his own thoughts. He's blaming them on another part. All right. Do I want to pick 1 or 3? What is the difference between 1 and 3? What are they doing? I like the fact that 1 is him acknowledging that he's attributing it to his necktie. I really like that. Three. I'm gonna go with 1 because I like that. This is another stupid drunk idea I'm having that I'm attributing to my necktie. Because I don't think I've seen him do that before, and I'm curious about it.
Ratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax! The mystery! The virginal sigh!
God, the actor is having fun with this. Man.
You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! And the fate of many worlds.
Okay, I have to say, because I am like still like head in the clouds, 1 foot completely not on the ground. What's funny to me is that there's a possibility that they could actually have a many world scenario that is actually something we're going to uncover over the course of the game. The existence of the Pale makes it such that I'm not actually completely out there thinking that there might be magic realism to that degree. So it's possible that there actually are many worlds, and the fate of many worlds may actually be at stake based on something that is happening in this game. But because it's the fucking necktie, you just write it off as insanity. Well, that's just the necktie spewing nonsense, you know? Like, that could be all it is. Like, it's just, like, you're inclined to discount everything that the necktie says if the way that you approach the necktie is by discounting what the necktie says. So they could actually be slipping in something very clever, like cleverly, like, see, you're going to discount this, but we told you straight up what was going to happen. Like, it's possible that if Ocelot doesn't do something right by the end of some sort of a countdown, many worlds will suffer. It could happen. That could be the real end game of Disco Elysium. And it would be hilarious to me as a storyteller and a writer myself if this is the first hint we get at any of that. In some weird, stupid aside from your crazy drunk necktie. Like, that's cool, isn't it? That it could be that. And we don't know for sure that it's not that. I mean, you probably know that, but you shh. In my head, in this game, we are warring for the soul of Ocelot himself, and also very likely doing something that will involve, like, not just the future of Revachol, but I actually do feel like we're going to be doing something existential in this game. I think that we are. I genuinely believe we will. I think that's where this game is going. It may absolutely not. It may be a relatively personal story all the way through that also has this really cool and interesting world building, and you kind of do some stuff around the world. But you're asking these big questions. Like these super big questions. And I think that the game writers definitely want you to think about those questions in the context of your real world and your real life. I do think that. But also, the stakes of this game may actually be huge. I just hope that if they do go that route, they don't decide to do that. Or was it all a dream? In Ocelot's head, the fate of the world is on his shoulders. But actually, it's just in his head. It's just a... I don't know. I don't like it when people do that. That is a cop-out. But, yeah. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I have no concrete thing that I can point at and say this is why I think this might happen in this game. Just vibes, and I'm pointing out where those vibes are coming from. So, you are all welcome to either laugh at me or be like, damn, she's good, or some combination of the two in the Stream Spoilers channel. Anyway.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
All right. I'm really glad that Kim was here for this. I want him to know and to be on, kind of on guard about this, because in a way, Kim and Lauren are collaborating to try to keep Ocelot out of trouble. Kim and Lauren are not in 100% alignment on the right choices and the right way to do things, but we both have, as one of our goals, Ocelot being okay at the end of this, and so we're going to work together on that. All right, so the new task is Spirit is Eternal.
He knows something is going on in your head.
Ha! Okay, speed is not that expensive. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so smokes make you smarter, but less healthy. How many HP do I have? How much health do I have? I could, yeah, he would just like insta die if I gave him a cigarette. I won't do that to him. Although I do kind of wonder whether, and there's the fucking triangles again. Look at that on the box of smokes. Astra, that has to do with stars, right? I could be wrong. Anyway, this may be something that we decide to buy later to like bribe somebody with, because that feels like a thing you would do. Yes, okay. I'm glad to know that my language stuff here is not letting me down. Yes, it's a cigarette and guarantee use a nose of head. All right, the Pilsner, on the other hand, adds to your physique, but decreases morale. It makes you moody. Yeah, I think that you would be a broody alcoholic from everything I've heard about this Ocelot. But also you can't feel pain and are belligerent. And then speed. Oh man. It makes you faster. It makes you think faster. It makes you do faster, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. That's probably not incorrect, given everything I know about this man. All right, so the spirits, on the other hand, blue medicinal spirit. Medicinal, yes. Maybe it's like a Poe from The Legend of Zelda. It's actually a ghost. He's the spirit. Anyway, we've already done that one. Quite the business venture you've set up here.
The system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
Man, that sure is a simile that we're doing right here. What do you mean?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit.
Why are you selling to the fellows around here if your booze is especially good? So it's this guy right here because he's the guy with the hat.
Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arms and smiles a crooked, toothless smile.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Visual calculus. It's called a metaphor. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I think that visual calculus is not the one that you want for that. That would be rhetoric. Rhetoric would understand. It's a figment of speech. It's a metaphor. Visual calculus was like, no, I've got this. This hook. Where is it? Oh yes, that is true, Blues. That is a good way of it. Okay. I'm not gonna say I'm already hooking for Kuno, I think. I'm gonna meddle a little bit. It's probably not gonna go well. It's fine. It's a fine thing. You can say it looks like you're on your own hook too.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
It's just kind of nonsense that people say that doesn't mean anything. The drunk raises his pilsner and nods. I'm gonna say, friend, do we know each other?
Sure, friend. You know it.
He points a finger pistol at you and squeezes the trigger. That's not a good one. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
Oh no, you sound like a tech bro or something like that. His name is Idiot Doom Spiral. Oh no! The track-suited man waves his hand at you. Idiot Doom Spiral is an incredible name. I'm going to ask some more of these questions just because I'm curious. Amphetamine?
Hi. By amphetamine, I mean speed.
I can say either, I think you didn't hear me when I said I'm a police officer. Okay, so that is illegal for him to be dealing here. You know, I don't know what the laws are in Martinez. Yes, actually, Chrono, somebody did make the translator's note joke. But it's still a good one. So I can also say, I thought by speed you meant amphetamine. Or, right, got it. I'm going to pick that one because it's funny. And Kim is, I have adult supervision. So let's see what happens.
Hi. It's what I said.
Right, got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
He brings out a 1-liter bottle with bluish liquid. The mouth is corked shut. So I can either let him speak or say, no one can buy spirits for 300 real. That's crazy. I want to let him... Well, the thing is, though, he might be the kind... I'm sorry. I can't not do this. Even though this is not of consequence, I don't think, for me. He could be the kind of person that if I'm like, oh no, that's crazy, he's like, oh, I'll show you. I'll tell you everything. I'm gonna say nobody can buy it. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy, actually?
Yes. Something's gonna come out of this. I have the feeling he's gonna say something about me that I don't want him to hear, and I'm gonna take a morale damage. This is gonna be great. He grins, then bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of his Pilsner and stares at you intently. That's the part that I don't like. What is? I suspect that if I were the right person, I might have made a roll and would be able to catch this before it goes in the bad direction that it's probably about to go.
What?
Keep him talking.
What do you mean, what? What did you think was crazy earlier?
This guy,
He says and shakes his index finger at you.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
No, that's not what we're trying to do here, suggestion. I'm just being nosy for no good reason, because that's who I am. So I can either say, where did you get the bottle of spirits from? Okay, can I just get the spirits if that's okay with you? Or, you know what? I don't even want the spirits anymore. I'm going to say, where did you get the bottle of spirits from? Because I'm really nosy, and I want to know what the hell's going on with this.
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
You're not supposed to drink that stuff. Right?
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
Is that what I did the night that everything broke? I mean, I would assume if it's from a doctor's office that it would be something for disinfecting, not something that you drink. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this is from a time period in which they would give people alcohol rather than painkillers or what's the word? Sleeping. Oh, I'm blanking. No, the doctors who put you under so you can do so you can have surgery, that sort of thing. Before they had that, they would just get you really drunk and tie you down. So I'm pretty sure that if you buy this bottle of spirits, you will drink it and die. I'm pretty sure that is what will happen. I'm pretty sure that's what they mean by an end game. And perhaps if the fate of many worlds rests on the shoulders of one detective disco Ocelot, and he dies, then the fate of many worlds is affected by his death. So it could be true. And they did tell you all up front that that is the end game. The perfect necktie is trying to get you back to where you were the night that everything broke.
I got one of those scientific ampules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you. I'm not familiar with ampoule. So there's something that's supposed to keep him from drinking. He's clearly got some health issues going on here. Shockingly.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
Oh, so it's the container. That's like a bottle. So he got a scientific bottle that you're not supposed to be able to drink out of. But he used lemons and butter to get to the point where he could drink out of the bottle. Is that what this is saying? Okay, so sticks of butter are a uniquely American thing. And so half a pack of butter would probably be half a block of butter. Which, if you're thinking about things from an American perspective, a block of butter, a thing of butter is 4 sticks. Much to my dismay in Canada, if you want to have sticks of butter, you have to pay extra. So I have to just eyeball my measurements instead of cutting along the neat little things. Yes, 2 sticks of butter. That is a quarter of a pound. Or 1 cup, I think. I'm gonna say that sounds dangerous. Well, because it sounded like medication, but if an ampoule is a container... Unless it's kind of like the equivalent of some of the surgeries that staple up part of your stomach to keep you from eating as much. But for preventing boozing. Yeah, because that definition of that word doesn't make sense. Because I would have assumed it was a medical procedure or something that would prevent him from drinking as well, but that word doesn't make sense in that context. Let's see whether continuing this conversation provides any sort of clarity on what precisely is going on as we try to take apart what this man has said and make sense of it ourselves. I'm going to say that sounds dangerous.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me £4 to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Okay, so it does sound like there was a thing put in him to make it so he couldn't drink. And he got some other stuff to try to make it so he could drink again. But then that started killing his kidneys. Oh, man. That's really bad. This is a really bad situation. Kids don't do this at home. So I can either say assholes or have they no shame taking money for a service they provide, which feels like this is the communist answer, or okay, how? Like, how on earth did you come out on top? Did you steal a bottle of rubbing alcohol? And now you're trying to sell it off as booze to drink? I'm gonna ask it. Okay, how?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things.
He gets an excited gleam in his eyes. I used to teach high school biology, says the man who's now sitting around dealing secondhand shitty drugs and alcohol out of a little push cart. Yeah. That's a fall. Now, granted, we can see Ocelot as well was somebody who had a career and a life and then had a really bad downward trajectory. Now, in his case, the career that he was in held on to him despite that. But you can see kind of the consequences in both of these lives.
swipe 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
That'll kill you. You're not supposed to drink that. That will kill you.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
Okay, so you got him talking, and he's forgotten the thing that he had said before. Wow. So you can just talk him down out of the price. Wow. 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 That will absolutely kill you. I'm pretty sure that's the point. I don't think Ocelot should go anywhere near that. I don't think this guy is going to drink it and kill himself with it. And if he does, there's not much I can do about it. We did actually save right before this. We did. Because I suspected that there was a danger. I don't know that I trust Ocelot's stats to be able to keep him safe. Unless I can, and plus Kim is here. But if I buy it off of the man and then tell Kim I bought it off of the man so he won't drink it, and then we dump it somewhere. It's just like symbolically about the equivalent of buying a gun with a single bullet. You know? And I don't think I can do that. It's an Ocelot. Like, I have absolutely zero intent of using it to see what happens. If you folks are trying to push me to do that because you think that would be fun, that's not going to happen. You know, we are not going to get that game over. No.
So what do you want then?
His tone is aggressive. You're getting on his bad side now.
Yeah, nope, sorry.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
All right. It is possible that we will come back and find that that man has consumed his deadly alcohol and he is dead in the future. And we could have saved his life by buying it off of him now. The horrific necktie is getting ready for the end game. For the love of God, do not remove it till the magic happens. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm honestly kind of unsettled by the whole thing. Like, I mean, you guys realize that this is a man who tried to kill himself with alcohol, being offered alcohol that will kill him. Like, that's fucked up, okay? Like, can I reinforce? This is a man who has attempted suicide through alcohol already. They have offered me alcohol that will kill you if you drink it. Like, this isn't like a haha funny moment. Like, haha goofy, let's go talk to the rest of the funny people, haha. Like, no, I am not going to buy that. And no, I don't really feel up to talking to the rest of his friends. Like, I'm sorry, that's an unsettling thing to have happen in this game for me, okay? I think it's a fantastic addition for the writers to have put in the game. Like, that's so effective. And it's so cool. It's so horrifying, you know? Like, hold on. What are we seeing here?
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
I think this might be my first random Shivers roll. Shivers is like, okay, Lauren, we can tell that you're really stressed out emotionally, so we're going to give you something else to distract you. And I'm like, man, please do that. I'm more than happy to have Shivers fill me in on the world building of this setting. What did the smoke smell like? Oh, there's a thing blocking me from walking, I see.
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow.
Oh, man. So they're really trying to get across. The absolute, like, devastation.
The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road? This is lived in. And yeah, no, I'll take a moment here kind of to address what Carcini LLC is saying here. It's made very clear with this game that you don't have to do every task. In fact, you can't do every task. Some of them are going to contradict each other, and some of them will probably cut off other paths. There are different options that you can take, and the game will play out differently for you based on the options that you choose. So me having gotten the, oh, you should totally buy this booze, doesn't mean that I should actually necessarily buy that booze. Like, it's not like, oh, you want to complete all of your side quests in order to get as much experience as possible. This isn't a game in which completing the side quests is an expected, like, gameplay element that all side quests should be completed if you want to do it. Like, it's here are options that you can pick. Just like there are different dialogue options you can pick that will have consequences, the side quests you choose to follow will have different consequences. And I can totally ignore a lot of them if I want to. And I will say, for anybody who is dissatisfied or displeased with the fact that I cut off content by not buying that booze, when you're like, oh, but there's some cool and interesting thing that could happen there. Like, I mean, it's possible that you actually need to buy the booze in order to guarantee the good ending somehow, or something like that, because video games. But if you're like, but I want to see Lauren react to that thing, consider that I am uncomfortable with that situation, but in a good way. Like, I'm not upset that the game put that in front of me. I really like that the game put that in front of me. I really enjoyed that moment. Like, but I'm also really uncomfortable. And so for me, part of the gameplay experience and the role-playing experience is saying, this makes me uncomfortable. I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'd get experience if I did that. I'm going to choose to play the game the way that feels right to me. And so I'm sure that there's really interesting stuff there. And if somebody had a different approach to playing the game, or even if someone was like, you know, I want Ocelot to be good overall, but I'm really curious and I'm going to try this out and then I'll load my save. Like, that's a totally legitimate way to play the game. But because of the way that I have difficulty disconnecting myself fully from fictional situations, I don't feel comfortable doing things that will hurt characters. Like, that bothers me. That's just something that I have a hard time with. That's why it's hard. Even though I love the King's Quest games, I find them deeply stressful. Even though it is expected that you're gonna like have your character die a million times, and isn't it funny, and we'll even make like funny little like jokes off of it. It's really stressful because I don't want anything happening to those characters because I love them. I don't actually want them to die horribly, even if it's meant to be funny. That's just a Lauren thing. And I realize it's not how everyone else, like there are people who I've spoken to other people who feel the same way, but not everybody does. It's fine. It's totally fine. But that's the where and the why and the how of all of that. Because I know that people get annoyed sometimes when I say no to content. But I just cannot in good conscience. Unless buying that from that man would somehow let me save him and I could be sure that that was what I was doing and what I could control Ocelot to do and enlist Kim's help on it. Like, that would be really interesting, and that's what I would like to do. And if this were a tabletop game, I might take that risk. But in the case of this game, part of the fun of this game is that you can't control Ocelot fully. You can make choices. You can try really hard. You can pull him in a direction and hope for the best. But you can't guarantee that he will even have the option that you want him to have, or that he will succeed at the thing that you're trying to get him to do. And that is part of what makes Disco Elysium so good and so stressful for players like me. But I like that about it. It's just very stressful. Anyway, Disco Elysium, folks. It's very good. It's very well written. And yes, I'm choosing not to do that. We'll see what happens next. All right. So we are here listening to Shivers, who is going to tell me about the city so that I can stop being upset about this poor man. Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
That's interesting. That feels like a level of luxury that I would be surprised to see on this side of the road. Could somebody write down those numbers for me, please? You never know. You never know. Yes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't keep it from kicking the farmer at the well. I suppose that's true. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you could just sit on that. All right. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware in somebody's... I mean, it is tenement housing, so it's not, like, luxurious, but We've been through the apartments beside Joyce. They are not going to have working dishwashers, I don't think, you know?
His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
Okay, so they have... It's the sort of thing that wouldn't count as luxury probably by a middle-class standard in other part of the world, but they are less poor than the people on this side of the street, I think is what we're getting at. What about the bus stop? And yes, there are queer people in this world. Ocelot is just having a hard time wrapping his head around himself.
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
This really, really paints a picture. Like, you can visualize it. You can imagine what it looks like, what it feels like, who lives here. What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
This is beautifully written. This is so effectively written, and it makes its point so effectively without ever having to say, hey, this is my point, do you get my point? The contrast, what matters to the people with money, is not the human lives. It is ensuring that trade can continue. We pour money into the road so that we can keep making money, even if doing so is detrimental to the well-being or happiness of the people around here. And certainly none of that money is going to help the people around here because they do not matter, but the road does. It's so effective. And the phrasing, have filled the craters with money. It's so simple and so effective.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
So Shivers takes us across the road. We can kind of sense what's happening there. And then Shivers pulls us back into our character. But we look at him from the outside first. That's so interesting. God, I love Shivers. Can I put more points in it, please? Man, that's so cool. Sorry. Oh, I can go up there somehow. Yeah, well, it's so interesting to me. Oh, there's a person over there. We'll have to be careful. It's so interesting to me that how do you get up there? Oh, hold on, stop. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? Good night, Blue Glass. I hope that you have a good meal and a good evening. Okay, how do I walk around there? There's something going on over here. can I get over there? I guess I'll have to figure it out. This world is bigger than I thought. I was saying something and I got distracted. Rust-eaten letters read Mazout. Have I heard that name before? The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Interesting. That's a Noland Vincent, an unsuccessful model. Interesting. Oops. Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Rovershall, hopefully. Oh, that's nice. I don't remember what I was saying. There was a thing I was saying. Ah, okay. Sure, we'll take a little bit of money here. You get money for exploring. Sorry, I know that I'm supposed to go talk to Joyce. But I'm walking here instead. Oh. Oh! 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 Please give me some knowledge here. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. The sign reads Saint-Brun 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. I love this. You just walk up and like peer into the windows. Like, yeah, I'm gonna look inside this church. I'm gonna walk into this church. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I want to go in there. I'm sorry. I want to go in there. I'm just gonna take everything super seriously, even when you don't want me to. A dead phone. A smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. That's such a nice bit of detail, you know? What is this? Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Okay, so these domes... Oh, that's a phone! That one's functional. Oh, shoot. That's good to know that this is here. I don't have any plans to call anyone right now, but it does sound like one of his albums. I listened to his most recent album. I really liked it. Let's see. Buzz, hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Where is this? What is this? This person? Have a talk option?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Let's take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Yeah, you kind of have to actually wash something like that first.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I either say why not, or it might be a clue. Both of these are indicating that he wants to take it with him. Sorry, Kim. It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
No, probably not. It could have been multiple seagulls. Oh my god, amazing. No.
Me neither.
You should still take it.
Okay. Filthy jacket. Sorry, Kim. Oh, that's an interact object. You can't wear this. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is. Oh, shall we interact with this disgusting jacket? Shall we do it? I think we should do it. Let's do it.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Amazing. Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Sure, like, are we gonna get more of a content warning for grossness? Let's think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Ensconces. God, that's just such good and intentional phrasing. Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Ew, ew, ew. Flick your hands.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Amazing! 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 I got morale damage from like looking at a joke. Just, I'm sorry. That's really funny. And a coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. So this is clearly abandoned, whatever it was. This is the fish market. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. This is the fish market. They told me about the fish market. I know they told me there was a fish market here. Look at me remembering a thing all by myself. Ooh, glasses. Mega Binos prescription lenses. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. Oh, nice. Okay. There's actually a lot of stuff in this game, folks. There's a lot of stuff. Did you know there's a lot of stuff in this game? I'm just gonna go around, get all the stuff. Glasses of +2. I'm actually, yes. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take all that. But we're not gonna drink it because they're empty. The earth indeed is really full of things. Does that mean I have to break that open, I wonder? Alright. I'm gonna actually have some money after this. It's very exciting. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. So thinking about drinking empty bottles makes me think of the last unicorn, when the wine drinks itself, when the skull speaks, and the clock strikes the right time. A big wine canister that's open and empty. There's a person over there. We could go investigate. Oh, what's here?
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
So I can say, hold on, that is awful. Cover your nose. Or, what is it? Or, isn't it just the rotting fish? Oh no, is there a dead body here? Is that a dead body over there? Maybe it is. I'm going to say, hold on, that is awful. I'm going to cover my nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
That little bit of letting you try something and failing, just to reinforce just how bad this is. Okay, what is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness.
All right.
Only death smells like that.
The way that they described the familiarity of it and the gesture of trying to cover your nose prompted me to think about the initial stages of trying to engage with the dead body that we were initially investigating. So, like, that was a nice little touch to prompt your memory in case it's been a while, which it has been because it's me. Okay, so we have found another dead body, perhaps that person over there.
It is death. It must be.
So I can either say, Kim, what's that smell? Or, heads up, Lieutenant, something's not right here. I actually really like the idea of Ocelot being relatively in charge of the situation because he's able to identify what it is. So I'm going to go with that. Heads up, Lieutenant, something's not right here. This sounds like what you would actually say as a detective.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
End. Oh. I guess I could have asked him and he might have told me. Close. The glasses. Whose idiotic ideas were square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. So you can discover your inner binoculars? -1 perception. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. Look, I have really bad vision, and if your vision is bad enough, you can get a special kind of glasses. A special kind of glass that makes them not so thick. Okay, hold on, stop! Stop! Careful there. These floorboards look rotting and weak. Let's try not to die here. Okay. I'm really good at naming things. Welcome, Diablo Graves. Feel free to pull up a chair. We'll be going for about another hour or so. Bye, Oofus. It's good to have you here. Look, I'm good at naming things, alright? Let's see. What is this?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Okay.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
He does not approve of the booze. Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
So that can of porter, I think, and this brand of cigarettes are both what that other dude down there is selling.
Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Oh, they're particularly bad for you. Good, wonderful, amazing. Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol.
All right.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet.
Okay. Guess I ought to look at the dead body, if this is a dead body, which it seems like it might be. Cool. I mean, or we could just teleport back and talk to Joyce. Or Evrart's goons. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's do this.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Well, given that we just encountered spirits that will kill you if you drink them, being sold by somebody who thinks you should absolutely drink them, I have some ideas about what might be going on here. But let's find out. Working class corpse.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. I appreciate, and it seems to be very in keeping with Kim's character overall, that he sees a dead body of somebody who, as far as we know, is of no importance. There's no, this person isn't rich or important. They're not significant to any sort of politicking. But Kim is like, we should make sure we know what happened here. Which is good for him. I'm gonna close my door just in case my roommate gets home. All right. Let's continue, huh?
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Authority is not wrong. That's right, folks. You heard it here first. I'm actually in agreement with authority on this one.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Composure is actually trying to reassure me. I'm surprised I have points in composure. Okay. Better them than, like, Inland Empire doing some crazy shit here. Or drama freaking out. Let us study the man's clothes. Warning, dead body. If you're not comfortable with this, we can always let you know in Discord when it's over. Although I assume if you're here, you probably are familiar with Disco Elysium, and you probably know what you're getting into. But just in case. Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
There's something really beautiful about sunflower seeds and a library card. Like, those are very humanizing details, you know?
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Yeah, no, it's clear that this guy is not as gross, and not as horrifying. So Ocelot is somewhat able to keep it together when dealing with him. We will study the man himself. Also, hello, sorry, you have come in on a dead body investigation, so if that is not a thing that you would like to be present for, I will not be offended if you step out. Alright, study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Oh, it gives you that warning about the boards being unsafe. Because I was like, oh, I've played a King's Quest. You could totally die a million ways. You would die if you stepped in the wrong place if this were a King's Quest. This is not a King's Quest. So instead, it's kind of letting you be aware of the dangers of the boardwalk so that when you then encounter a man who died because of the boardwalk, you have that context. It's good. They do a very good job of letting Ocelot detect these things, to kind of alert you to things, to lay some groundwork for what then you discover and you do. I really like that.
A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze.
Wasn't there a man in one of Ocelot's cases who stood up too fast, fell down, hit his head, and bled to death on a table? I wonder if that's a common way to die. For there to be two of them in this game story. It is. Hitting your head on something and bleeding to death is a pretty common way to go. Certainly it feels that way after encountering this twice in this game. I mean, come to think of it, I do actually know someone who did. Slippery floor in a bathroom. Actually, in his case, it was a heart attack, I think. But then he also fell and hit his head. So, I guess moral of the story is do take even simple things seriously when it comes to your own safety.
Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Yeah, you don't think that that's going to happen when you come out alone in the evening to have a drink.
He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Oh. Oh, here's Inland Empire twisting the knife.
That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well.
Ah. I guess probably to get the alcohol off his breath. Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
What an effective piece of writing, where he came out of himself. But at least he was unconscious and not aware of it.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
I haven't yet looked. I haven't looked, Kim. I'm in the process of looking. It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Yes. Step on the floorboards. Let's hope we don't die.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile.
So the reader changed that a little bit, but it's close enough.
He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Thank you, visual calculus. That helps. This is why it's generally very good if you're going out alone to let somebody know where you're going. So if you don't come back, they at least know where you went. This is why you get missing persons, and then, like, months later, they find the body washed ashore or dredging the bottom of things. Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
All right. At least he didn't drink the rubbing alcohol or formaldehyde.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag, because I have the plastic bag out. Sorry, Kim, I didn't mean to be tasteless about this.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair, Kim.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Yes. Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
It's an option. Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
Yeah.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
The lieutenant shudders from the cold. There is something very sad about that. That Kim is able to follow exactly what this man is doing and why. So, then, Kim having seen this before, and also this man here, he did not intend to drink himself to death. And yet his drinking contributed probably in some way. He was drinking, not wanting to be caught, so he came out here where he would be far away and unseen. Meanwhile, Ocelot actually actively tried to drink himself to death and was unable to succeed. Yeah. No, it is a very mundane situation, but it does contrast with Ocelot's situations as well. Quite well done. Okay, step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
That's scary. Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
Thanks, Kim.
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Wow, is Inland Empire actually on my side here? So I can say, he looks just like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse. Or, looks like just another old drunkard to me. Or, I think labeling him an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. Alright, I appreciate the level of drama in option number 1. But, and there's some defensiveness here. Although nobody has said anything about him being an alcoholic, per se. Like, Kim didn't actually bring that up. Kim did not mention that. That is his contribution. I do like the idea of taking this as an omen not to start drinking again, but do I want to be dramatic or defensive? This is not very professional. This is more professional. But given that this is kind of where my brain went, I'm going to go ahead and say this is where I'm going to go ahead and say that this is where Ocelot's brain would go. He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse.
Well, at least you're not married.
My morale is really taking a hit here. The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. Whew. Man, all my paranoia for like multiple playthroughs about I'm going to take morale damage, I'm going to take morale damage, and here I am taking 2 morale damages in a row in one playthrough. Well, this is not good. We're going to have to find this man's family.
Or, what if you are?
That is a good question, Inland Empire. But I think I should probably take a whatever it is that makes my morale go less bad. I could probably use that. I don't think that I'm actively married, but I might be not divorced, if that makes sense.
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
So I could say, could it be related to the lynching? Do you think he was drunk? What about the kebab? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk as dangerous. And then conclude. I wonder if I can ask all of these. Do you think he was drunk? Point at the bottle.
Oh, yes.
The lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
I'm going to ask, could it be related to the lynching? There's really no way it could be unless he was in some way related to it and felt really bad about being part of it and was trying to drink away that. So it's possible, but unlikely.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Okay.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
That makes sense, Logic. I'm on board. I'm glad that Logic keeps that both Logic and Kim keep the door open, that there might be a connection that shows up later. Which there might be, but for now, there's nothing. What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Very good. Very good. See, it's a literary reference. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. Yes, somebody should be held responsible. These things should not be allowed to be death traps. But the people who make money and have money don't care because they're not going to make any money off of it. So why would they? It won't affect them. Why would they want to make it any better?
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
Oh boy.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right. Conclude.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
I want to finish this case myself. I can't see a good reason why I wouldn't, except maybe there's a finite amount of time in the game, but like... it may wind up leading places where Ocelot takes additional morale damage over and over again by dealing with somebody else's alcoholism and how there are parallels between their situation and his own. Like, that could continue to happen. Especially because I'm probably going to lean into that. Yes, we've got pills for that. That's right. I'm going to take this case. We found him. We should finish this.
All right. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
All right. I will leave. Kind of afraid walking out there to look at that will get me killed. All right. So here we have dead body on the boardwalk. And another dead body, this time on the Martinez boardwalk on the coast. Search the man's remains and follow the leads to see if you can verify his identity. Call the station about the dead body and examine the library card you found on the dead man. All right, let us examine the library card. Folded library card. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of Jamrock Public Library. See, it totally says Jamrock Public Library. Let us interact with this. See what happens.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Okay, that hasn't happened yet, but that is either this year or next year.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
That's true. All right, let's look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
It shouldn't be Theobald. It should be Thibault, right? All right, so the book was returned. So this is somebody who reads a lot. Back when you had to like manually write in what is being read. That's interesting. It's all right. Names can be misread. That'll happen.
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Oh man. Do you suppose this is there's the lady whose house I'm staying in, who said that her children are grown and have moved away. I don't remember what she said about her children, but there are a lot of science fiction, or there are science fiction magazines in the place that I'm staying, so that this could be her child, potentially, depending on how old she is. Because if this guy is 50 to 60, if she's like 70 to 80, that could work out. Okay, look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Oh, they're open pretty late. At 6 p.m., I think. Okay. I wonder if I'll actually be able to go to the library. That would be nice. I would enjoy going to a library.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Okay.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
All right, reaction speed thinks that's a good idea. All right. All right, put it away. Nice. I've done that. I will call Jamrock Public Library. All right. Good at naming things, folks. This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Okay, we're gonna just like walk and hopefully not die. Oh, wait. Moonshine probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. Whew. Well, that's exciting and unfortunate. I don't remember if this is the sound of it being empty or the sound of me having to open it. I think that's the sound of me having to open it. I think if it were empty, it just I wouldn't be able to do anything with it at all. Shall we go into the church next? I know I should go... Oh, I guess that's how you get to that stuff over there. Okay. I know I should go talk to Joyce, and I should go talk to Everett's goons, and I should progress the plot. But I just kind of want to see how this... Like, this is world building. This is extremely world building. Oh, there's some money over there. Let's go take the money. It's just hanging out. Nobody's doing anything with it. Like, I am fascinated to know more about the Dolores Day, I think is what the saint, essentially, that this church, this theology is based on, and yet not. Like, I can't quite wrap my head around it, and I'm hoping perhaps this will help with that.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Okay. Rattle the doors to see if they open.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Inspect the
The
carpentry.
carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. The carving on the door is block-like
Back up and look at the
angular.
door.
The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
That's an interesting thing to find on the padlock of a church.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Huh. What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Interesting. Sophie? Sophie? Come on. Sorry, cat break. Come on, Sophie. Come here. Come here. Come here, little girl. Oh, baby. Come here. Come on, little kitten. Come on. Come here. She's been left all alone. All alone. Such a sad, sad time. Sophie's here. I don't know if you could hear any of her meowing. It was pretty distant. But she thought, I thought I heard her meowing through the door because my roommate's out and my door was closed. And so Sophie was just like, I have been abandoned. And then I talked to her and she meowed, and I called her and she meowed some more and came running, and now she's like, I'm not abandoned. Anyway, for anyone who doesn't know, this is Sophie. She's my little baby. She's a very good girl. She might believe in property damage like her mother. Sophie. So, oh, hello. Yes. Oh, baby girl. Yes. I'm sorry. We have to have a cat interlude. This happens sometimes when you have a cat. You have to stop everything else you're doing and have a kitten interlude. Are you purring? Do we have a purr? No. That was her breathing, but not a purr. Okay. I thought we might have a purr. Sometimes we have a purr. And if we have a purr, then I will offer the purr to you. Sophia, there was some heavy stuff. There was some heavy stuff in this video game. They just need a kitty. Everybody will be happier and less sad if they just have a kitty. Still no purr. But she's having a pretty good time. She's pretty happy. She was all abandoned. There was no, no attention, no snuggles. Absolutely nothing. How could this be? Okay, kitten. All right. Well, fortunately, this is not a very intensive game. So I will continue to hold the cat and keep playing this game. It's interesting that he's reading into this, and the sentiment perhaps of the juxtaposition of cheeriness, like artificial cheeriness and death, feels modern. It's interesting. Yes.
These forces of future have chosen to pick something that reminds you of you.
Ah, because I am grinning. Oh no! What if it turns out that Ocelot was dead all along? And this is his second chance at life to solve this mystery and try to save the universe or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it.
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
I like the care that he takes. He very seriously is going to look at this.
No.
Huh. I did not expect that. I was actually expecting Kim to be like, well, obviously it's this thing that I've seen before that you should recognize. But it's interesting for Kim to not recognize it because Kim does seem like he knows a lot of things. You know? What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Is that what you got out of that, Kim? Okay, what is junior delinquency, or what is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Kim was like, if I haven't seen it, the only reason why I haven't seen it must be because it's got to be with the kids. Because I'm not a kid. Kids these days. Oh my god. I agree, it's very modern. But does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? Folks, I am contractually obligated to choose option number 1, because that is the exact sort of shit that I would say playing this game. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do that one.
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
I could peel off the sticker. I have a pretty good chance. Pretty good chance. I think I've got my gloves that make me better at interfacing. Stop hurting my skill set. We'll inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Oh, I could totally break into that. Excellent.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Turn to the lieutenant. This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy. Let's see if Kim approves of property damage. This is technically not very property damage. This is technically, I'm not breaking the window. We already broke a window. I'm not breaking down the door. I'm just removing something that can then be put back. It's easy. Easy peasy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Oh, that's a good point, Kim.
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
Where do you think we should start?
Can you hear the pulsing bass underneath the wind? A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Haha. Cool, not equipped. All right. We're going to go ahead and save, and then I'm going to try to get that sticker, because Ocelot wants that sticker, man. I want that sticker. All right. Yeah, no, Kim's sense of humor is very funny to me. It's very dry, and there's some
Heavy
callback.
wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you.
Actually, hold
The
on.
rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood.
What is the thing I need again? Interfacing. I think I might have another interfacing item, though. That's the thing. Hold on, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again to see if anything else... Do I have any more clothes that do interfacing? It could happen. Probably not. No. 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 Okay. Looks like no. Yeah, okay, alright, I guess we're good. I guess we're just gonna try. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna do our best.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
I can either put the sticker in my ledger after the last entry where it belongs, put the sticker on your ledger right on the cover, shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. I think I need to keep it because Ocelot wants it. If it is representative of death but being happy in one's death, no, sorry, Sophie, no, Sophie, don't go. Sophie's gonna go. Nom 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 nom. Hum nom 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 nom. Hum nom 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 nom. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to nibble on your cat while she's confused about this decision. All right, Sophie. Okay, all right. That's the least effective way possible to... Okay, all right. Okay. Sorry. To make sure she doesn't step on anything. Okay. Sophie, what are you going to do? Sorry, folks. I don't mean to have the whole stream come to a halt because my cat is here. My cat is here and she is watching... Well, she was going to watch the screen. Now she's not sure she wants to do that. Okay. Do I want to put this in my ledger or on my ledger on the cover? I feel like if I put it on the ledger, somebody else might see it and respond to it, and that could be good or bad. If I put it in my ledger after the last entry, that seems like that's an appropriate thing to do, and it may be symbolic if Ocelot is going to die but be satisfied with what he has done with his life. Which could happen, which could absolutely happen. Oh my goodness, kitten. Oh my goodness, kitten. Okay. All right. She is petting. She's purring. She's rubbing around her little head. I hope she doesn't press any buttons on my laptop. I'm going to try to keep her off my laptop. Sorry. Let's go ahead and put the sticker in the ledger after the last entry where it belongs, because I think that may be where we're going with the plot. Perhaps I am dooming Ocelot. Perhaps this is symbolic. Perhaps all of this is symbolic and it actually matters. And it seems like it's the inconsequential choices of a superstitious man who's lost his mind. But actually, I am directing fate. You never know. It could happen. All right. I'm going to put it in my ledger.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Oh, secret task complete. Style your paperwork. Gained experience plus 10. Would have been really lovely if I'd leveled up off of that, wouldn't it? All right. We got the sticker. We got the sticker and I have a cat. Okay, Sophie, we're going to go around the side here. Oh, careful, Sophie. Okay. Looks like there's a ladder on the roof. Oh, wait. No, that was that. Okay. Got it. Sophie is, as you can see, watching things. It's very exciting. Oh, look, seagulls! Okay. Wait, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ocelot, what are you doing? No, Ocelot, stop! Stop! Ocelot. Okay, so we can't go through there. Oh, okay. Alright, so we have to go around the other side. Hello, Sophie! Okay. We're gonna walk around this way. Can we walk around this way? Can we walk here? Okay, we can. We can't walk there. That's ice bits. Okay. There's, I think, maybe some juvenile delinquency happening here. Oh, wait, no, go back here. What
Yes?
was... No, what was that thought? No, stop. I had a thought. Where was that thought? It's gone. I guess you can't get thoughts back sometimes. Is that what happened? I missed it. Guess so. That's too bad. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. To your right, a white-bellied cormorant eyes you suspiciously. That is a birdie, right? Sophie, there's a bird. There's a bird. Oh, you're such a kitten. Sophie, when stream time is over, we will have cuddles. Okay. Somebody is making art or something. They've stacked... It looks like they've stacked things on top of a piece of board here. And there's another stack. Another board. Here's the music. You can hear it. Painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Interesting. We're going to meet another person. Trash from some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Oh, did I just level up? Oh man, I think I want to put a point in perception. Because I can't put any more points in Shivers. And I think I want perception. I could use some more points in some other things, but I do want perception. Okay. Sweet. There we go. We did it. Oh. Interesting. Is this a walkway that has been taken down?
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up.
Eternite.
Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
I could push it over.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Huh. Someone might get mad at me for that, but...
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
The lieutenant gestures toward the young woman next to the tent. Yes. She might get mad at me for having done that. Oh, hold on. This is someone's home away from home, just like yours. She's doing art. I'm gonna go talk to her and see what is going on here. It's barely a shortcut. I'm curious about it, though. Sorry, I got distracted by the, ice in the water. Let us talk to her. Damn,
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, man.
Oh. Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
She's probably not going to take well to this, but dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you distracted. I said you should have a hat on. She's probably not going to take this well.
So should you.
I should and I do point at your hat. I'm going to do that.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
Okay, she's really out of it. I wonder if she's on some sort of party drugs, which, I mean, this does seem to be the area... Oops, sorry. Where people who are doing substances hang out. Let's see. I'm gonna say, it's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather. I'm gonna pick that answer.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
This went really well. I don't care about authority. Sophie. I see things. I didn't think I was authoritying it. I thought I was just being joking and having fun. But apparently my authority was uncomfortable with that. Okay. What about my playthrough, in the billions of hours that many of you have sat through or chipmunked through, makes you think that I'm going to pick the option to regain authority in anyone's eyes? I literally equip gear to lower my authority at all times and tell it to shut up whenever it speaks. Enough that people have been like, what's your problem with authority, man? I'm like, I don't like it. There's no secret deeper meaning than that. I just don't like it. So why would I try to regain authority in her eyes? Sorry, I'm not going to pick that. Also, I will remind you, for those of you who've maybe missed it, I have a no backseating rule. And if you start backseating, I will do the exact opposite of what you tell me to do to spite you, even if it's not what I want to do in the first place. Because I am a spiteful little gremlin. Isn't that right, Sophie? I sure am. Anyway, authority can suffer. Is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Oh, see, like, we're having a nice conversation. Authority doesn't have to be part of it at all.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. Oh, she's a good girl. Okay. She just kind of got frustrated and flustered. And so rather than me escalating the situation for some reason that I cannot fathom why I would pick that, except it would be funny, which, like, again, when have I ever picked okay, no, that's actually a lie. There have been a few times that I've picked an answer because it would be funny, but very rarely. It's not the primary factor. Sorry, Sophie is trying to put her paws on my microphone cable. She's helping. I do really like hats. That's true. I'm very proud of my hat. I'm very excited that when she said, well, you should be wearing a hat, I could say, but I am wearing a hat. It's great. This is perfect. It's the most wonderful comeback. And because I stuck to being friendly with my friendship hat, now this girl's going to be my friend, maybe. What's your name?
Acele.
Acele. It's a pretty name.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
What does that even mean? Perception? Are we making gendered assumptions about people's behavior? All right. And your surname?
Why?
Why, indeed, forget it.
Okay.
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
So when she says she picked on it, I wonder if that is because of a nervous habit, or if that was something intentional that she was trying to do for some reason. All right, what's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Oh my god, is she blasting music from the tent and then recording what it sounds like underwater with the music, doing some sort of weird and cool musical art piece? That would be really neat.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
I love that it specifically says your mangled brain would like you to know. Like, encyclopedia is not just saying, there's a boxer called Contact Mike. I wonder if that means that I've actually, I mean, it could just be the way this one particular line of dialogue is written, but it could also mean I've been working on making progress with kind of recognizing that these pieces of him are actually pieces of him instead of separate entities. So, let's say, yeah, and I'm using my wife's name. How about my mother?
No.
That is so relatable. Having memory issues sucks.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where did you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum? I'm very curious about that. It sounds like the word palace combined with the word Colosseum, but spelled interestingly.
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole.
She forgets herself for a moment. Okay.
It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
I don't know who that is. Maybe Encyclopedia does.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Ocelot, my man. Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Oh, gasp, gasp, gasp. Sounds interesting. Who's this Arno guy? We're gonna pick that. As funny as the other answer is, we're not gonna pick it. But I am laughing. This is a very, yes, the hyphen contributes. Yes, the hyphen is intentional. The hyphen is what makes it go fully into the realm of comedy from a like meta perspective. Yeah. Well, clearly we need to go hang out there with Martin Martinez, who probably would appreciate it. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
She looks you over, assessing your age. Oh no. Yeah, I'm now like at the point where I'm like technically I think middle-aged. So people are gonna be like, you wouldn't know it. You're way too old. You're not cool. Like, so when I first moved to Austin, I moved into West Campus because I was currently in a relationship with somebody who was getting his degree later on. We lived across from a bunch of like it was all student housing, just all student apartments just everywhere, and they kept partying a lot, and I would go over there and I would be like knocking on the door and I'd be like, it's like 2 a.m, please do not play your music at 2 a.m. on Wednesday. And they're like, man, like you're too old, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm like 24. Not that old at the time, but I was clearly born too old to be aware of cool. I was born too old for blasting music at 2 a.m. on Wednesday, you know. When I was 24, I was an old lady. I was just like, are you serious? Huh. I thought I looked old because growing up I always looked old. But at some point when I hit like my mid-20s, people started thinking I was younger than I was. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. So I can say I get down. Or on second thought, let's get back to the contact mic. I'm going to say I get down. This man is like, I'm disco. And she's like, yes, that's the problem.
I don't know what that means.
I grind. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is the kind of humiliation that's fine.
I don't know what that means either.
I can say, it means I'm hip beyond my years. Or, nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hostel room. Or, neither do I actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down? Grind? Oh man, I have to figure out what I want to do. What answer do I want to pick? Man, I'd like to see multiples of them. Look, you can actually see the bird in the corner here. What am I going to pick? I don't know that I got drunk and smashed a thing actually makes me cool or rock, but it might mean that I am cool and I rock to some young, artsy, musician-loving weirdo. I don't know. What am I going to pick? These are really important questions. I'm going to say, I'm going to keep going with this. It's probably not going to go anywhere, but that's fine. It means I'm hip beyond my years.
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers. She looks like she doesn't know what to say. Okay, yeah, so she's not going to make fun of me. She doesn't make conversation easily. Okay. So I can say, you're right. Time has deserted me. She'll be like, I don't know what to do with this man. Let's see what happens. You're right. Time has deserted me.
Sucks, man.
Okay.
Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something else. So let's go of it. Okay, I am really, like, that is 3 morale points in a row that we have lost, like, in rapid succession this stream. Yeah, this is definitely the stream of morale damage. Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
And what is it that you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
She scratches her forehead.
What happened to the old headphones?
Wait, what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for? That's not cool.
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Oh. Oh, well that sucks.
Everything checks out, sire.
Oh no. No, drama, no. Oh no, she's pretending to be okay with it and she's not okay with it. Part of me wants to just do the conversation over so that I can help her. I'm sorry. These are the things that I care about. Oh, wow. This was a little ways away. If only I'd been... Yeah, I was just thinking I could put on my drama bow tie. Do I want to know if I'll be okay? I guess. Okay, before I load that up, I guess we can pull out the old chat hat. Sorry, Sophie. Can I still intervene with this character? Or do what there is to do with this character? Or did I miss my chance here? Okay. Well, I know, but still engage with her. Obviously, I can still interact with her, but like, the question is like, did I miss my chance to meddle? I guess that's really what my question is. Because I think I want to redo that. Did not miss my chance to meddle. Okay. I really want to meddle. All right. And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps.
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
I bet if I had drama, I'd be able to react to this more. But that's really cool, actually. That's really cool. Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to look out for a synthesizer for this girl. Clearly. Obviously, I'm gonna do that.
She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden.
Take this, you're called.
The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
I could give her my friendship hat. Yeah, I think that this is the perfect use of the friendship hat. Becomes a double friendship hat. Yes, exactly that. Here, you need this more than I do. I'm going to give her the hat. She might hate this.
Thanks.
She puts it on. It's a bit large for her. Well, I'm sorry to have lost my friendship hat. But I guess this means that I will wear other hats in the game. If I do this conversation over, I could put on a different hat and give away a hat that I don't care about. But I like the feeling of the friendship hat being a sign of more friendship. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
She nods toward the church.
And who are these boys?
The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
So they probably are, my guess is they're going to be the kind of guys that are like, oh, we got this big idea. We got these big dreams. It's going to happen. But then they don't actually do anything. They just sit around and are like, we're so brilliant. We have these ideas. And maybe they smoke up or something like that. And she's out here actually having a dream and actually wanting to do something about it while they sell her gear so that they can get more drugs or whatever they do. Because they're geniuses. Maybe this is unfair of me. Maybe I'm making assumptions based on having known humans that is unfair to the humans in this game.
And why is that?
Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
I feel like I have failed to get a thing here, other than uncovering the sadness of her situation. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I had some other questions.
Go ahead.
I'm going to do this, but first I'm going to say, tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium.
Hypnotic. That's an interesting word choice.
Except that, yeah,
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. What is anodic dance music?
you know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Ah, okay. I'm going to say electronic instruments, like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
Oh man, okay, this is exciting. I'm sorry, this is really cool and really exciting stuff.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
There is this interesting fixation on the future arriving as a change, or the future not arriving, which, like, it's like the end of the world is coming. So you want to turn the church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it.
She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers.
Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right?
No, we're the police. Why? They say yes. Why do you ask? Or I don't know where you got that idea. I say yes. Why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk to them. No question. No question. I'm not even going to pick the maybe or the no. I'm not even going to entertain them. Just yes, of course I'll talk to them.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
She points to the tent. Okay. Did you put the padlock on the church door?
No,
No.
not really, no.
Not really, no. What does that even mean?
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
Okay, thank you, rhetoric. All right. Let's show her the sticker in your ledger. So this isn't yours?
It's Noid's.
Wait, is this Noid a friend of yours?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya.
She has a complicated relationship with her friends. All right, enough about the church then. I had another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna, yeah, we'll save before we do that.
Okay, bye.
Then we're gonna come back and do that. Save game. All right. Sorry, Sophie. Let's try this again.
Hello again.
Let's try empathy. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. I'm glad you appreciated my my save name. Oh my god, it's fun. I can hear that very cool officer exactly like in his voice. Very good. That's ceiling right there. Okay. Let's pick up the tape recorder with empathy.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
See how this goes. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable. At your age, or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by
Oh,
a ridiculous amount of makeup.
So, sorry, Sophie stepped on that. Sophie, stop. Okay. The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape recorder.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It is not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
I can either say the dark or nothing if you got this. Don't be scared. I don't know what he's talking about. But I kind of love it, and I love that I don't know how much to take this as the ravings of an unhinged madman. A statement about daring to create art in the face of everything in the world, or some actual tapped into the overarching plot and whatever may be creeping around the corner in this game and its world. I don't know. It could be any of those, some combination of those. It's a mystery. So we're gonna go with nothing if you got this. Don't be scared.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap.
Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
Oh, the good. That's good. I like that.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
Oh my god. Oh. 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 Oh my goodness. That's really sweet and really wholesome. I want to talk to her. I'm afraid it might take a while though, because it's well past my shutdown time usually. I like this moment of found humanity, and of all the characters in this game, I think she's one of the ones that I think young Lauren would relate to the most. And so this interaction right here is really nice. And the shared humanity, the things that he says there are this sort of like, I'm opening myself up to ridicule by saying these things. And I'm trusting that you, as a fellow sensitive person who thinks and feels about the world quite a bit, will understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to say to you. Like, I love it. All right. You said eating me? There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
She's not going to push it, which is a good idea. So I can either say, I guess there is something that's making my life hell. Or exactly, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to say there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
Oh, of course. Now you get to pick which of the things you want to do. All right, I could really use the morale boost. I could definitely use the morale boost for choosing number 4. I'm pretty sure that number 4 would be the morale boost for what I am. But in this game, and in this world, and specifically where I am and the situations that I've seen this playthrough, that's not the answer I'm gonna pick. Who needs healing when you can pick the answer that you agree with? Who needs moral consistency and ascribing to a particular school of philosophical thought when you can just go at whatever direction feels like the truest to you and what you believe and how you see the world, specifically and individually instead of idealistically as an overall concept? So I'm gonna pick the answer that is not, I'm pretty positive that the moralist answer is number 4. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. But people need to put their selfish interests ahead of the greater good when they have nothing. It is not selfish to cling to survival. So I'm going to go with the plight of the working class because that is a bigger concern right now. And I would think Ocelot on this day, at this time, in this place, I think that's what's on his mind. So there you go. Maybe I'm going to take some more morale damage for this. It's fine. I'm picking it because it's the right answer. I think it's the plight of the working class. Just for the context of anyone who's listening instead of watching, the other options are 2. Everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. 3. I think it's all these foreign people taking our jobs. Or 4. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. If I were surrounded by people like Joyce right now, I might be more tempted to say 4. But that is not who I'm surrounded by. And that is not what I've encountered this stream. So, yes. I'm going to go with 1, the plight of the working class. Well, but the thing is, like, my attitudes towards my, like my political beliefs, I think are internally consistent. I just don't think that I don't feel comfortable aligning myself with a particular philosophical category, you know? And I also don't like clown shoes. So, unfortunately, communism, which is very clown shoes. Apparently Ocelot's communism is very clown shoes. I'm just not an ideological loyalty sort of person. I never have been. And I don't know that I ever will be. And maybe that's a weakness of mine, but you're going to ask me what I believe. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and it's not going to specifically match an existing category because there's things that you disagree with. And if you align yourself with a particular ideology, which is a valid choice to make, you're kind of saying the good outweighs the bad, and I'm going to try to mitigate the bad in this ideological belief system. With your definition of the bad not necessarily lining up with other people who all follow the same ideology, they may prefer different aspects than you do and want to get rid of different aspects than you do. But you're all kind of like working together to push overarchingly, overwhelmingly, you have the same general principles. But yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, in a video game, it's going to be simplified. But just, like, I'm just, frankly, just personally really uncomfortable with being like, well, I'm a this, so therefore I've got to do that. Like, it just makes me really uncomfortable. And that that's just a personal failing that would lead to some people saying that I have no integrity. So that's fine. I'm not overly worried about that. But it has led to conflict with people watching this stream occasionally and being like, why aren't you picking communism? It's clearly the ideologically correct answer. And I'm like, because I'm not aligned with it. I would walk sideways or walk in parallel in tandem with them a ways, but I'm just not comfortable saying I'm one of you, sign me up. And that's fine. But I think it's frustrating for people sometimes. It doesn't bother me. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but apparently it bothers other people, so there you go. It's mostly been an issue in streaming Disco Elysium. Oh, Sophie, what did you just do? I guess she didn't do that. So I'm going to pick the plight of the working class because that is a big concern. And that's something that I was not always aware of as a person who grew up in a more comfortably middle class. But like my father was a professor. So a different atmosphere, even though my dad grew up in the projects of Brooklyn. My grandparents were very, very working class. And my father had a combination of good stats and skills and good luck that led him to a very different path in life, and politics that I do not align with. But there was I had a lot of ignorance about this and have had to learn a lot over time. I don't sit well with camps, so I'm just gonna not get morale back here, and that's just how there is to it. That's all there is to it. That's how it's gonna be. So we're gonna pick the plight of the working class. Gonna go with it. And just to be clear, I don't think that I am unique in not being comfortable with a camp. I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't feel comfortable aligning themselves with one thing in particular. It's just that I've had people be really frustrated with it, specifically related to this game, and that's why I talk about it. Like, maybe the game is like, actually, we think it's cool that you're like this, but there have been a fair number of viewers who are really uncomfortable that I'm not picking the right answers that they think I should be picking. So, that's it. It's been strange. I've never seen anything like that happen in a game that I've streamed before. So it's been an experience. So we're gonna pick this.
Oh, really?
Oh no, you tricked me into clown shoes. They've tricked me into clown shoes, but probably any of these answers would be clown shoes in their own way. However, curse you, Disco Elysium. The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible. Like, I agree with this. But also, it is, like, I'm not even wearing my bow tie. Excuse me, my bow knot. I'm sorry. All right.
Wow. Social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it, though?
I haven't seen much of this world, but from what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. Sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle, and it's got me shaken up bad. I wonder if you can change your alignment here or something like that. No, that's probably not it. No, I think that it's personal. Let's go with that.
No. It sounds like you just got chick issues.
Amazing. Okay, I love it. Thank you, Acele. So I have two options. One, now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it. Or two, You could be right, but I don't know for certain. I'm going to tell her the letters. I'm going to talk about the letters. Maybe I can pull out my letters and she and I can sit down. We can have a little heart to heart. We're going to do that. I'm going to show her the letters. I'm going to open up to her and see.
Okay. Why'd you think that?
I can either say, first, they had just the faintest scent of chewing gum on them. I could still smell it under the shit, which is not helpful. Or two, they were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good. That's the obvious answer. I could also just say no. I'm going to ask questions. So I'm going to say they were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good.
There you have it then, chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Thanks, Acele. I don't remember.
Really? You seem to be pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her?
She appears to believe you. I say, I remember her scent, and that's all.
Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
Say, yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise? Or to, come to think of it, the whore could have written them to her lover. We're not going to pick that. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise?
How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing?
Wait, what do you mean by selective memory?
Man, when I get hurt, I just want to forget that shit, you know? That kind of selective memory.
I think it's more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world. Like, this could be a thing where she's like, oh, you're one of them. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But I guess I'll take that chance and we'll see what happens. I'm going to open up and let her know what's going on because she's offered to help me. So I'm going to let her help me. Maybe.
Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too.
Oh, that's a very good little change. She's like, I should probably not admit to doing illegal drugs while talking to a cop, no matter how much of a fuck up he clearly is. Yeah, the line read was very, very good.
It's obvious she's done more than booze.
I love the quotes in Logic's voice there. Let's do some booze, yes.
Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
What is this Königstein wank?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
So I can either say thanks for the bullshit psych thing then, or, you know, I'm not sure this made things any better. I'm gonna say thanks for the bullshit psych thing then.
You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Thanks, Acele. I'm not sure that is... I don't even know, man. I don't know that I did that right or wrong, but I did that. There we go. I do like that she treats him, even though there's such a difference in age, she treats him like, she talks to him like she would appear. And she's just like, you're having girl problems. Just talk to me about your girl problems, and then we'll talk about it. She's very direct. That's pretty great. It's pretty great. Okay. Chrono made a terrible pun. Yeah, so I thought that we were going to talk to Joyce this stream. We did not talk to Joyce this stream. We, okay, I did just save, right? I did save, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So much for going to talk to Joyce. There's just so much other stuff I want to see and dig into, and I'm really excited about it. So we encountered a dead body. We found out about some really bad booze problems, and the Necktie got invested in things. And then we made friends with this music girl who reminds me of a friend of mine. I hope you enjoyed yourself, everybody. We'll be back next week with more. I'll be doing more Ghost Trick on Tuesday and more Disco Elysium on Thursday. And I am hoping to do another stream. I'm hoping to do a music stream at some point. I have to find a time that it won't be disruptive for other people. Or we could always just do like a tarot stream or something for my birthday. Do you think that'd be fun? I could do a very belated birthday stream that's a tarot stream, and I could read your tarot to you. I haven't done one of those in ages. It could be nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will. Yeah. Thank you all for joining. Those of you who are here live for the first time, welcome. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Hope we'll see you around again, and take care. I will keep you posted. Maybe we'll do a tarot stream if folks are interested. I'm pretty good at reading tarot. I piece together pieces of the cards and shape a story out of that and apply too much psychoanalysis of the person I'm talking to. It's great fun. Anyway, yeah, we'll see you later. Thank you. And as always, those of you who tune in every week, I appreciate you. Yeah. Take care. I'll see you later. Bye.